Hello folks, more SeKo Starcraft bringing you the game of life. Startale Life versus Startale's Bomber on RSL Frost. Don't see this map used very often. It's really huge. Lots of open spaces on it. I'm not generally a huge fan, and for the most part I don't see very long games on it, just because I don't know how much other people really like playing this game on this map either. Does allow for some fairly easy expansions at the beginning, but for a 4-player map, there's really not that many expansions in the grand scheme of things. Essentially 4 per player in a 4-player map, and you gotta get a long ways away from yourself in order to get up to those other expansions. Kind of also makes your third base a little clunky to get to for most players. Like from your natural, you gotta come down these rocks, and you're over here. Lots of room for drops and attacks around it. So as a zerg player, getting up that third hatch can sometimes be a little bit challenging. I have no doubt that we're going to be seeing a command center first on this side, unless we're going to see a cheese. There's no SEV moving out, so a CC first seems to be the most likely option. There's already a drone going for a scout. This may be cross spawns dependent. Just has to do with the tournament. Sometimes they set that up automatically if that's the case. This drone would probably be going across the map instead up to the bottom left. Yeah, screw you, Abver. Nobody likes you. Extractor. Ooh. Well, that's one way to start off a game if you think somebody's going to go CC first. Now this is very interesting. I've been seeing this quite a bit from zerg players, including Life. Life loves his early pool openings just so that way he can try to put this pressure on. He's good enough to generally recover from it most times. He is going straight cross spawn, so he's going to guess right, even though his Overlord hasn't scouted to the top yet. We do have these finished, but there's a lot of service area between these buildings, and when you're making your command center, it takes a long time to finish, so it's going to be a long time before this does get out. And we may have to see a second barracks go down at the same time. Trying to split up his zerglings for optimal surface area. Hopefully, unless he's just auto-attacking stuff. 8 lings down here. It looks like the barracks will finish up. Just barely. He's going to save that. There's no more lings coming across this, so it's not an all-in. It's just a bit of a aggravation. We already have... how many SUVs pulled off here? Yeah, we already have 7 SUVs pulled off here just to try to keep this alive. Kind of interesting. Once this marine pops up, we'll see how long they keep attacking for. There is 10 lings here. They could attack for a while if they wanted to. Trying to microwave the hurt lings. Pretty clever. It's going to do like maximum damage and lose as little as possible. Great micro. And he's done. Behind this, he's still just joining up. But if you look at units wise, he's down by 4 workers right now. Though he's got 5 about to pop. So was that worth it? It's hard to say. This isn't a game 1 of a series 2, by the way. So sometimes it's fun to do these strategies just to throw your opponent off. Just to make him think, well, you know what? I can really do anything to you at any time. So you really got to cover your butt. Enough marines out. I don't think he's got to be afraid. But it'll be a while before he can expand. He didn't kill any of the lings off down here. So there's 10 waiting for him essentially to come out. Yeah, you might as well shoot those rocks while you're waiting. Base going down. No gas or anything on this side. Man wanted to put down a creep tumor before he gets the next inject. Doesn't really have the money to spend. It means sometimes you really want to get those injects off, but if you don't have the cash to spend on them, you might as well get a creep tumor out, because you can't use all of your larvae anyway. So moving that creep is much more important. That guy got shot in the face. I think he can get enough surface area to take that thing out. Looks like he doesn't want to risk it though. This is kind of his small saving grace. They kept most of his lings alive so that Bomber's not going to cross the map with, 10 Marines and just win. I think that guy's actually trapped back there. There he goes. Pop him out on the other side. When you're ready. Unload SCV. Maybe he forgot about it. Gets it to burn just to be a jerk. That's hilarious. Still just droning up on the side. Speed just started up now. It's hard to say what Life's transition from here is going to be. A lot of the times when you have this aggression and it doesn't pay off, it's difficult to move back into a macro game. Your opponent just has such a great lead. Units wise, I mean, 6 SCV lead against the Zerg player, plus with mules and a 3rd CC on the way. Bomber's in a pretty good spot with this. Doesn't have all of his macro buildings up yet, only 1 barracks, 1 factory, and a starport. Making banshees too, and a cloak. I like it. It's unlikely that an opponent that's really far behind is going to be able to spend the money to catch up in all ways possible. So he might be able to, with the cloak, catch a handful of workers and force some spore crawlers out. Still making Hellions. Hasn't moved into Widow Mines just yet. It will be bio play, which is to be expected. He has scouted around and hasn't seen the Zerg player yet. The creep spread's okay from Life. The problem is he's still stuck on 2 bases, and now all the Hellions are out. So taking that next base is going to be really difficult until that creep spread gets down to where he wants to expand. Couple engineering bays on the way now. Looks like he's going to go into some pretty heavy upgrade bio. Poke. Poke. Speed is finished for the lings, but there's not many lings. We see a pile of roaches coming out. Those are really more about being defensive. At this point, if you try to cross the whole map with 8 slow roaches, the Terran would be more than ready for that. It'd cost them way too much to try to produce. Nydus, though. There it is. And just as I say that, he knows exactly. Oh, poopy. Let's try that again. If I saw that as Bomber, I would be worried. I think he can see. Ooh. He seemed distracted. He's looking for that. But he didn't grab it there. Lots of roaches coming in. How many workers did... 16 workers killed right now for Bomber. Life's kind of all in at this point. Engineering bay block. Widow Mines on the high ground. I like that. Double bunker. And queens. Remember, these banshees do have cloak, though he doesn't have any energy just yet. And just a simple GG there. There's no way Life is going to break that down. If we look on this side with the cloak, 7 kills on that. 16 killed. We were down to 22 workers to 52. And with the Banshee out on this side, it would get shot down. Plenty of Marines, lots of SCVs to repair. Very smart game from Bomber. That opening from Life, like, I get it. I get the 10-ling pressure and maybe it'll work, but it's such a huge commitment. And he just couldn't pull back from there. So I get the second all-in roach play. Once that first Nydus was spotted, though, I think he got a little greedy. If he made it down here first instead of up here and it didn't get spotted, he might have been able to get some more damage in and equalize. Great game out of Bomber. Hope you guys like that. And we'll bring you some more pro games before you know it.